everyone, hello there, welcome to the Road to 9 Dance series. And last time we achieved the rank of 11th cup, and now we need 3 victory to be promoted 10 cup, and after that I don't remember if it's 3 or 5 victories. But we'll continue playing. Simply before that, I want to share that I improved a tool so that I will be able to draw arrows on the board. We'll be able to see arrows like this, for example. And I hope that will help to share and to understand how PCs move and what can be done. And also I will promote the tournament that we are doing with the European Korean Chess Federation, and there is the description of the event. So if you are from Europe, feel free to join, and I will talk about that a bit more after. But next week we are doing our first online tournament with the European Janggi Federation, and I won't be playing in that tournament. I will be doing the referee and also streaming some games of it. But no matter your level, if you are motivated to do such an event, simply join and play for this. But before, send back the mail as it's said in the document. But I will show you that later or so. All right, let's play. And I will go for inner elephant. And here a player has a lower elo. I will have a look to his profile, and he hasn't played so much, but already has a lose-win ratio quite balanced. So let's go, and he's opening in that position, so side elephants, while we are inner elephants. So the road to go is with that knight, for example, not the pawn, because there is a here very quickly. I'm just checking that it works. Oh, the elephant threat. There may have been a trouble here, sorry. Everything is shifted. Let me try to fix that. Yep. So we are taking the file to the center, and I am also working, and I'm changing the source code at the same moment, so that's not a easy task. Okay, back to the game, sorry. Now we'll simply bring the knight there. Okay. Alright, I fixed it. Hello. Go with the elephant. He could have gone with the rook to that space in order to control this file, but right now that pawn here is threatened by the elephant. And he's protecting and also opening the file. And since the cannon is not here anymore, this file is a bit more free for me, and I will use my rook to go there, like this. Okay, so he's sacrificing the elephant, and I will simply take back. That creates maybe some holes here, but there's no big risk right now. The risk may be knight here, because that does a fork if he reaches. Sorry, this square. Alright, so I also sacrifice my elephant because that's an isolated pawn, and I don't want his rook to go here. With some troubles to go here and threat, so I can bring the knight, and I will be able to push the pawn if it goes here. As we said, the threat of knight here, but now we can push the pawn without so much troubles, and it's good. Maybe we'll push and sacrifice, but we have also the defense here, so there's no real issues. Still, this elephant is a bit weak if the rook goes there, and the rook can't be freed. So I'm looking for some solutions, and I haven't been really able to enter into that game. Okay, I will go to hide my king, and I think he will play a move like this, and in such case I can go with the cannon here in the center because it won't stay long. Maybe here he was expecting that I take his pawn, but I don't have so good motivations to do so, and if I simply ignore that, takes, and rook here, back, yeah. This part of the board is very empty, so knight will be able to quickly jump in, and I am trying also to activate my rook maybe to this file. I don't know, I prefer his position yet, because this is a very weak pawn. It can be threatened directly. So, I don't know. And since we took a lot of time, we are already in Bayoyomi, but the winner is not the people who play the best move, but doesn't play the worst move. Okay, here he's trying to lock my rook, but I will jump back with the cannon there, and that's a solid defense for the last row, like controlling the elephant like this. Okay. Now I would take knight take this one probably. This one. There's a threat here for us to threaten that cannon, and then still there is the possibility to flee here for the cannon once it's threatened by the knight. Okay, cannon here. If I push rook here, and I'm kind of locked. So I'm not sure. Okay, so there is threat of check, and there is this move that we could try to do, but since it's check here, I think it's too dangerous, so I will give the pawn for now, and I will be able to go back with the cannon. And I think I will be able to activate this rook. Okay, now we have a solid defense here, that's good. Okay, I was expecting this move. And here the rook cannot stay on that row, he has to go to another file, and because of this I will be able to bring my pawn here. That will be a nice knight fork with pawns, and also this rook is having plenty of space to go there. And another thing to notice that may be useful at some point is that the knight here is pinning the cannon because of the rook next to it. So we can consider that this cannon is pinned for now, and this pawn is great. When you have a great pawn like this threatening a fork, there's no need to rush and take the knight directly. It's better to take the knight at the best moment that it's playable, and maybe it will be directly, maybe after, maybe bringing the knight here before, depends. But no rush to break. Giving some support to the pawn may be also possible. Oh, sorry for that move. I don't know for blue what to do at best. Rook there to threaten the elephant, or yeah, depends. But now we are in a way better position because the cannons are in too advanced and not so well playing and coordinated, while our cannon are doing a very great defending job. And now he's 2 Bayoyomi left, and he will have to speed up a bit to catch up with the timer. or to buy some time, because that's possible with this application. There, it's to unpin the cannon and come back to defend. It's a good move. Is it the best to take right now? Not sure at all. Let's activate this rook before, and we may have a little trap at some point, because if cannon here, therefore we can take... I show you. The idea is right now to fork the rook and the cannon. We have to pay attention to that elephant fork, but it's not a big deal, since there won't be any more cannon here, and it's also possible to prevent the fork by putting the knight back. Even if it's a bit fragile, that should be enough to catch it, because there he will have to move the rook. Yeah, I think that's the best. Yeah, we can take king take. Huh. That cannon is very interesting, considering what's on the road. There's a knight here that may do a fork, but the rook there is preventing for now. What I'm trying to do is a discovery check that would fork, and I will simply be annoying for that cannon, because if he go back here, I am able to play the fork there. The fork is like this, with the king and the rook, and if he goes back anywhere else, like here or here, yeah, it's not achieving anymore a great defense job. So that move breaks the possibility for him to do the elephant fork, this one. And also to threaten again that cannon, and will after that be able to process to the rook fork. I think he will resign soon, because the cannon here is controlling and there's a lot of good pieces. I cannot do the fork because cannon takes, but I can bring more material and simply pin, because here if rook takes, knight takes, and then rook takes rook, and basically it's a free cannon. So simply putting more pressure with the pieces which wasn't activated yet, and hoping that it will be enough. So he saw the risk of the fork, but he didn't saw the discovery here. Remember that this cannon is defending. It would be checkmate if the cannon was there. So he decided not to take back, but to bring the elephant, and that was not a... not a great move. Can you see the problem of this move here? The problem is because of this cannon there. Indeed, the cannon there has only two pieces preventing from check there, and we can simply remove the knight, that's check, and the knight in that position is threatening the rook. Hello, Julien. So that's it for this game. Not so much to show, and I wasn't. Yeah, not so much to show. So let's go for a new one. Okay, we are Han again, and this time I will go for side elephant, no matter actually, because he shows it after me. And we are playing in the configuration of side elephant and like symmetric, anti-symmetric, because of those. I'm thinking about how to play this one. Okay. I think that's too early for bringing the elephant because the risk is some push from my side here. I will see how that's playable. Let's take the central file, and directly he decides to develop the rook. Okay, so my idea is to maybe bring a pawn here. For that, yeah, I'm going to give some space for that side of the board. See how he reacted there. Okay, so there is a little difference in our game because my cannons are there and this cannon can't go back so fast to the center, and he already has both cannon to the center, so that's a different play. Oops, I forgot this move. That would win a rook for him. And here there's no sacrifice that works. So okay, I will save it since it's possible. So the idea is to exchange and have some space for the rook, but there's no obligation for me to exchange here, and there's also already my rook protecting. So I don't know. I'm thinking about trying to trap that rook or things like that. Let me calculate. Okay, I was trying to trap this rook, or not trap, but force the exchange in that position. but I prefer to let it go like this. And now if it takes, I'm okay, because I take back with the knight, and that's a nice square. Here they may be a discovery if he takes with the pawn, but taking back with the knight protects the pawn. So that's not a problem, and he needs to move the book. Yeah. And now we don't have any more isolated pawn like he has, and our pawns are close to the center. So that's fine. Yes. The idea is that the rook here. Oh, I think he will take with the pawn or with the cannon, because here I can gain some space. I will. No, there's an elephant here. I'm not sure I want to give that file, but at the same time, there's no clear. Okay, I will hide the king before and attack after that. Because if I push this pawn here, that breaks the defense of the elephant, and I don't want to lose this elephant here. Now we have two choices. I'm going with this ward because otherwise they may have been a discovery here to take the isolated. There. I cannot check here because of the elephant. The idea is to give some play for that cannon or to make him push. Because pushing creates some holes, and I may use that. Sorry, I forgot. Here he's likely to push there and link the pawns. Okay. There was an elephant protecting there, that's why I couldn't join with the rook. And as I said before, now this pawn is not protected anymore because the two pawns are not linked, and that's a very good row for the rook. Gives a lot of space and threat. You have to be careful if the rook goes here, because that would kind of pin that elephant that is not defending yet, and there's also death threats if there's less materials. But for now it's safe. And that's quite unexpected. It can be very dangerous if the elephant is not there to protect. And I can already take this one. I don't get what he did because those were very important pieces. And now we have a little combination that wins at least a knight and at best the game. Here, check. There is two moves. The knight here are fleeing with the king, which seems way more natural. But the real problem is that the rook there is threatening, so he can simply go and check. But before that, I'm trying to see if there is a better move. Oh, sure. So rook takes check. And if pawn takes pawn, then we take the opposite rook. Okay, there's no big deal into that pawn. That cannon doesn't have so much play. Okay, no, that's check, sorry. I wanted to check here before eating the elephant. Yeah, I saw that, but I can't check since I am checked. There's nothing left to play for him. I'm even thinking about sacrificing the cannon because I will be able to put this one in play. Yeah. No. Okay, cannon here to give more mobility. Let's try. No, that's not good yet. I'll try a little trap here. Not so great, but now the elephant is threatening the rook, and if he forgets, that's game over. Oh, there's a nice combination here. Rook takes cannon, seems a bit stupid, but this cannon, this cannon here is doing a great work. If we are able to remove the cannon, and we can cannon pawn check, and now the rook is over. And he's resigning because there's nothing left to do here. So remember that cannons can be very tricky. And if we have to analyze that game, yeah, at some point I was worried that he plays move like this. Sorry, let me show you. Like this. That looked like a sacrifice, so rook takes. Rook here, and we have only one way to defend the cannon, and it's to defend the elephant, and it's with the cannon. But here he can simply try to threaten the cannon, because if there's what would I have? I have to prevent the cannon here. So could do is on push, because it's protected by the knight, but here there may be some sacrifices of cannon and then here. So yeah, that will require more analysis. But let's play another one. Okay, red again. And we are already one victory to 10 cup. And he has a lot of play, balance with 1500 elo, that's good. So let's go. Inner elephant configuration for both of us. We are both activating our rook and taking the file. Very classic play. That seems to be the very same game, but the difference is that the two knights are in the same side, and that's a bit better for him, because he has this rook while I have that rook activated, and that will change a bit what can and can't be done. Okay. Going to sacrifice the elephant on the pawn to get some mobility for the rook. Not to go to the last square, but to show you the fight. And he goes to threaten this pawn with the elephant and with the rook. And before we check before protecting. So he goes to defend with the guard, and that's, I think, not the best, because it splits the guard, while the best move would have been simply to flee with the king. So now there is different possibilities. Hello. Maybe I can ignore here and try to play like dangerous, but no, I will defend here. Here the knight is threatened, but a way to defend, okay, the way to defend was to move the cannon here, because if the cannon here, then this cannon protects the knight. But he goes for the elephant, and we will simply take that back. Knight here, but now I can take the pawn. There is a risk there, but I can go with the pawn. So now The risk is that he brings the rook there and threatens to check here. Oh, nice play, because he can sacrifice the cannon here and the protection breaks and you can take this one for free. So I have to defend that cannon. Okay, so he goes for the cannon and yeah, okay, I think. And that's very weak for me to be in that position. Because now there is a big hole. So I think I will lose this one. Okay. He will go there. Hello. What time is it in Korea? It's super late. Not sleeping? Maybe it doesn't look so much if you're beginner or not so used to Janggi, but here I'm in a very bad position. I don't like my rook, my cannon, and what I can play. Yeah, that's different. Even if the material is the same, we still have the 2.5 lead, 3.5 lead. I don't speak Korean, but yeah. Here there is the threat of removing the knight. No, I don't speak Korean, only English. I can read a bit of Korean, but that's not good Korean. Okay, now we have a little combination, if I'm not wrong. It's rook takes here, because he takes, and now the cannon provides check. And there is a rook hanging here, but I'm not sure it works so much because his knight is there, so I have to yeah, I have to prevent rook takes check here before, so I will check there here, and if he goes for rook there, I don't know. Yeah, check first. Now I can take. And there is... yeah, is the video back? I think yes. Uh, yeah, go again. Okay. The problem is that I have to use my phone because the internet provider of the house is too slow for uploading, so you have to use my 4G, and sometimes it just breaks, so that's a bit a shame. But I do what I can. Okay, so I'm not into the game and I'm only 2 minutes and a half left, so let's do this again. Yeah, I won the last game. I don't know when it breaks. He resigned just 2 moves after. But I clearly won because of that combination. What's that supposed to mean? There's not so much Koreans speaking English, so I'm making assumptions. And Midi sounds like Mincy, not sure. I don't know how I'm playing, like... Oh, I got it, so... No, I think it was yes. And I know sometimes I'm on kakao Janggi, and she's online at like 3 or 4 o'clock, so... Someone from Korea was able to connect at that time, that's probably... probably you. So here pushing the pawn was not great considering the rook mobility there. But I messed up the knight calculation. So let's try to recover that, and now I will bring the other elephant and double threat there. I was expecting that. But what we could... Okay. Yeah, I did most of the like skinning myself, and also the engine to draw the arrows. I did that last week actually. So here the risk is that the elephant is controlling here, and if he brings the cannon there, my rook is dead. So I will sacrifice the pawn to get the mobility back, and I have a little idea in mind. The idea is to no, it's not the idea. the idea is to threaten with the rook here, because if the cannon there is pinned, that's not the case now, then it's a win of the cannon or the knight. So you think it was luck the last game I won? Oh. Not sure. Okay, rooks here, that's for check and maybe get some. I don't know how much delay there is between the stream and the chat. So I'm not sure I see which pawn you were talking about. Okay. That was a bad move. It wasn't great, I simply gave a tempo and he opens the rook now. He should have gone here directly. Yeah. There is risk because both of his rook are coordinated for some play. Oh, sorry for that. And I don't have so much counter attacks. And he already has, has calculated what's going on. 21, rook 27. Which coin for it? Sorry, I can't read the chat and at the same time the game. That's a lot to do. I'm ignoring the threat, but I'm not sure that will be enough. The idea is now there is only one. Oh, here. If I take that. No, I don't get the move. Because he can't retreat there, because that's rook checkmate directly. And he has to go elsewhere, and I will be able to put my rook here. And now that's more comfortable, to say it gently. But today we learned one great thing, is that Korean people don't sleep at night. Okay, is it possible to sacrifice the rook at some point there? No matter the elephant here, that's not the core of the action. So for those who don't know, Mindy, she's a Park-Min-sun, she's a female Korean player, the second best one, and we were paired in the same group at the championship, and we played together. And actually, I think she would won, but I've been able to win against her. Rook check, king take, knight, pawn, and no, not sure. Check works. I'm not sure because on rook check the knight can go there after the pawn, and that's a double defense. Plus 8706, because I prefer the knight to control the central square and prevent the king from fleeing this fight. I will try to see rook check after, but I'm not sure it was checkmate according to what I calculating. Not yet, but after. Like rook check, king take, pawn here, and sorry. He could. I will show you after what I was thinking about. Now I take it for sure, and I will be able to checkmate with the rook. Yeah, rook check. And that's checkmate in 2 moves. Yep. Rook here is the move to follow. Cha in English is I don't rematch again. Cha is rook. This piece, that's cha in Korean, and that's rook or chariot, but that's not so Spanish. In Western chess, it's called rook. So here was suggested rook takes, simply king takes rook, and here the idea is to use the fact that the king is blocked. Sorry. So the idea is to bring the knight, but it's possible to be defended with the pawn. And now if the knight goes here, if the pawn goes here, that's knight checkmate. But now he can go with the knight there, and there's no way to checkmate in one, and I have sacrificed a rook. So that's why I didn't took with the rook. And of course he's still in a bad situation. Knight takes next move, but there he can release the king. I don't know, like this to flee in the center, and he has an extra rook. Maybe it's still a win for red, but not sure. There, pawn, knight, knight there. Yeah, I'm still 100%. I played bad games where I lost a rook, but I could find some combinations, and here we are entering in people who have more play. And we have been promoting 10 cup. And let's play with Cho this time. Maybe reverse the board so that I have the Cho coordinate on the left side, and we play opposite elephant configuration. I'm not sure there is a name of openings. I don't even know the name in Korean. I would say like opposite pawn opening. But for the configuration, it's opposite side because the elephants are opposite. While when the elephants are both in the center, it's more centered elephant. The guys want to open chat, but if I open the chat, it moves the overlay, and I can't really. It doesn't stream well if I open the chat, so that's why I don't. What are the stats? 9 cup, and this elo there. A lot of game played here. Okay. He's already pushing there, and if he brings the elephant here, that's a threat for my rook to leave the fight. Okay, the problem is of that move is that it may create a hole here. For example, there is a fork I can do right now. Forking the elephant and the pawn. It was the risk. And if the pawns here disappear, there will be a huge hole in the position, and that's a great advantage. He might cry, yeah. Yep, give me and that's even more painful for him because it's check and the cannon is a gift. Again, that's the double fork. Yeah, catch the elephant. No real deal here. Okay, I would have loved that he goes here, because if he would have went here, I could have simply fork again the king and the rook like this. That's a classic fork that appears. And there is no checkmate, no real deal. Still, the fork there, in my opinion, is a bit better, because here it's not. Oh, sorry, I forgot to erase the arrow. Here it's not defended, and it's the central cannon, and I would be great if that cannon is out. I think he could resign, because that was a violent attack. For that position, I would call this left elephant, because but there's no real name theory for the Janggi configuration in English, because there's no opening books that have been like created or translated, so it's like a convention of naming. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really care about that elephant anymore. If he takes with this pawn, that's less material, and there may be some attacks here. Okay, he takes this one. Yep, sorry. We'll go back with mine. There's a thread directly here. I will activate this rook. Here the knight is defending, but we can simply push the knight and there's no big deal. The fork is... oh, I missed that. Oh, I've been a bit... because he can comes back and not win a rook because the pawn here is not protected. But I wasn't expecting this. And I'm thinking about sacrificing the rook because... yeah, let's do that. That pawn will have a great place, and the cannon will not be able to help defend anymore. And I could take it, but I prefer to take the king actually. Alright. The cannon there is not really helping. Now we have a great pawn there that it's supported by the cannon, and he retreats. That's very normal. So we'll go and put some pressure here if possible. We can also check here, and the elephant controls the square. Okay. And that's a checkmate in 2 moves. It was a bad move. Checkmate in 2 moves. The idea is to notice the cannon here that is almost blocking, so if we move a piece from the side, it's, yeah, elephant check. Now the cannon is blocking those square. The pawn there is pinned because of the rook, so the only move remaining is king here. Oh, that's not checkmating 2 moves. I forgot that the rook can come back there, but there's no... You want to play right now? Let me see. Would it be possible next week? Because next week will be a bit different. How many years played Janggi? It was I don't know, 3 or 4, 3, something like that. It's written, I think, in the description of the channel because I forget every time. But before Janggi, I was playing Western chess. I don't know why he isn't playing. Should resign. Okay, he will resign. But since there is a lot of people following the stream and we have a quite fresh news with the European Janggi Federation, we are actually doing a tournament next week that will be an online tournament, and Pitchess is a platform that supports a lot of variants like I don't know, Chinese chess, shogi, Japanese chess, and soon, quite recently, they did implement Janggi, and we'll be using that platform. It is with strategy to Europeans because it's the first time we do that, and we don't want too much people yet and too much pro that would like take the whole seat. We prefer having a smaller level of play with more European so that we are a bit more known. And I won't be playing in the tournament because I will be streaming the tournament and I'll also be the organization and be the referee. So this week for European, if you are a beginner, no matter, and interested, you can join, and that will be very, very good. And if you don't want to join, you can simply follow what's the tournament there. So it was the idea. And after the 3 Bayoyomi, he did resign. So that was not very fair play, but yeah. I think I will play, yeah, 1 or 2 more. Oh, now we reached 10 cup, and it's 5 victory to be ranked down. So we won't be 9 cup tonight, but I will play 1 more, I think. And if you give me some time, I will find a picture of Mincy and me playing a picture from the World Championship. I can find that on my hard drive. I will show you that at the end of the stream. Okay, again, opposite side elephant. No, I'm French. I'm living in Paris. Right now, I'm more in Alsace, close to Germany, but I live in Paris. But I met Pak Min-son in China for the World Championship. Yep. It's a bit different play here, opening the both rooks and not caring about the center, but I will have, if I can, good use of those rooks, and I will simply leave that file like this. You mean Kakao Changi? I was on my phone trying to find applications to play online, and I bumped on that one. And also we have a Facebook group for European where some people are on that platform, and one of them redacted a little tutorial to be able to register on Okay. Kakao Janggi. We could take this pawn with the rooks, but that would mean also trading one active rook for a rook that's not active. I'm not sure. Here the threats are to go here. Oh, I have an idea. Yes, I will probably be losing something. But that's not a big deal. Okay, here we protect the knight, but we lose the elephant. I don't know what's the idea, but I'm fine with this move because I want to isolate the guard. I was thinking about checking, but if I check, he could go here with the king, and right now he's kind of forced to defend like this. And that may be good for us at some point. Check, check. Check here, and I may even be able to defend the elephant with the cannon. I'm not sure I will bring the elephant here. He goes for the cannon. Both cannon here looks a bit messy. Not sure. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No. Okay. Here I don't really mind. It's okay if I lose the elephant because I prefer to gain an extra tempo. And sorry, we could think that there was a fork on the rook, but I could take with the cannon, and that would have been okay. And right now my rook is threatened, but it's okay because that's exactly the move I wanted to do, to control here and put some pressure there, and maybe even bring the cannon here. And he's defending that file indeed. So since I still have my elephant, I will defend it. Okay, and now he goes to the other side. Check, very likely. The cannon here is defending the knight, so if it threatens the cannon, I have to move and then he could take the knight, but if the rooks is here, I can defend like this because the cannon threats back the rook, and since we moved the king, he can't do rook check, and after rook takes knight. So we are protecting the knight by hiding the king. Okay, the idea is probably to go here. That may be annoying. Trying to find an opening here to attack, but the idea is to bring the elephant that threatens the rook. Yeah. That will give more space to develop and to break those threats. I don't want him to leave a lot of pressure here, so I'm already moving the rook, but my king is here and that may be weak at some point, but his king has to face weak wards there, and I will put some pressure with the cannon at some point. So he brings the cannon back, and that's good because he played 2 times the same move. So that elephant may jump into the game at some point. Okay. If he doesn't pay attention, there is a rook sacrifice here. Oh, sorry, I forgot to erase. There's a rook sacrifice here that will be very interesting. Rook takes, rook takes check, king's here, and now there's no way to checkmate, but there's a way to take back the rook, and I lose that elephant. Rook. So that's an elephant for a quad, and that's quite fair. Check. Check. And the idea is to use the elephant like this, since there's no other direction, and I can discover check and now take back the rook. Elephant is good when it's in a good spot, and it's very bad when it's in a bad spot. But yeah, it can do the tricky thing. And now the fortress is very empty. Yeah, this one was nice. It may have some nasty threats, so I have to be careful because the cannons are doing a nice job here. But I also can defend with this one right now to the middle. Sorry. Okay, king to the middle to defend. And that's now a solid defense to bring back the cannon here. True. Oh, I messed up this one. There is a checkmate threat. No, not checkmate, but
10초 남았습니다.
there is a discovery. Okay, the idea is that if I take back, he takes my rook, but there is... Ah, no, there's no little detail.
10초 남았습니다.
Yeah, maybe I think I throw the game.
초 남았습니다.
Oh, that's checkmate. Yeah. I couldn't avoid at that point. Oh, so we lost our first game. I forgot that cannon. I should have played rook check here, and then that was a way better situation because the king had to leave the central square. Let's say here. And now this move is not possible anymore, and I could simply put the cannon back after. That would have been a better idea. Sorry. But before that, whoa. Sorry for all those noises, my computer is breaking apart. Before that, sorry, give me a few seconds. Yeah, no, that's there's a problem on my USB drive. Alright, so there. At that point, is it possible to save the game? I did played that. It was a bit passive. Mm. This is very annoying here. So pawn there, but that's not great because he still can take. But that prevents the checkmate after. And now I could go. Yeah, I could do that. Because if knight takes, I can check here. The best move is to now go back, and that's check, so that's not great. Here, is it too late or no? Not sure. Sorry, I have to find the file at the same time, so that's not the best. When red, yeah, before I could. When red cannon took the horse, I could simply move the cannon. Yeah, that's good. If the idea is to, for example, check again, is to give a square to leave for the king. And now I will try to find what I was looking for. Give me a few seconds. Yeah, here it is. If he goes for elephant instead of going back, can you get between them? At what point? Okay. Okay, yeah, I'm almost there. Yep. Give me like 30 seconds. I'm back, sorry. Sorry, I'm still messing with the commands. What I was saying is that those one, yeah, now what the mic is on. Those one were the picture, and it was my third round of the. No, I'm not muted anymore. It was the third one of the game, and I did play a very strong Chinese guy, and I won, but I was expecting to lose before. And after that I was against, so she was the only Korean of the group, and we played together. That was a nice game that took a long time, and there was a lot of people, but there is a lot of pictures there. And so as you can see, the clock was on the phone, and the game took, I think, the whole hour, because game stops after 1 hour. And as you can see, there was a little advantage for the blue. You can't remember what happened? You lost the game because because I could take a pawn the left side, and after that I had I don't know, something more, but I won because of a point counting, not because of a checkmate. But the game was very long, and there was like more and more people looking at us. But that's nice memory, and that's good that that you are here following the stream. I wasn't expecting that. No, you still can't remember? Next week, next Friday, I'm doing something different. I'm not doing the Road to 9 Dan series, so we can play together if you want next week. You can message me. You have my mail and my Facebook and everything you need. So next week we can play together and see if I will win again. Not sure of that. Yeah, this guy is Olivier. He's the Canadian guy. He's the pro and very very strong. But he there was a lot of jet lag for him, and he said that if I fail the tournament, if I don't qualify for the foreigner tournaments or whatever, I stop playing Korean Janggi, and he completely messed up the tournaments, and he stopped really. And I had him like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he said that like now I'm more into Chinese chess, but he will come back sooner or later to Janggi for sure. So yeah, that was still the game, and there was a lot of people following us, and that's all for the slideshow today. Okay, yeah, it was to present you to people. To finish, I will simply recall that we are having our tournament next week. So if you are from Europe, join us, no matter if you are strong, because it's not direct elimination tournament. At the beginning there is a rounding, so you will still play a few games, whatever your level is. And we'll be using Pi Chess, and next week, next Friday, I will be playing on Pi Chess. So playing or with random people like Mincy, or with the computer that is on the platform if no one joins. But it's more open here. I try to follow the series and play raising leagues, but on Pi Chess I will play like random. What time for Korea? I'm afraid that will be the same time, so for Central Europe time it will be 8 p.m. and you are 7 hours ahead, so that's like 3 a.m. And I'm not sure. Tell me if that's a problem for you to play at 3 a.m. But that's an application Pi Chess is in a computer, not post what? Yeah, 3 a.m. That's a bit early, I know. And that's all tomorrow. at 5 p.m. we have our puzzle series, so we solve puzzles together, and that's 5 p.m. in Europe. So if you guys from Korea wants to join, then it will be midnight. Yeah, it's midnight in Korea. But those are checkmate in 2 moves. They are more for a beginner, intermediate player. But you can have a look also on the skinning and how to. If I post what and where. Yeah, we'll be streaming on that channel instead of the 9dan, because the Saturday and the Sunday there is the tournament, so I want the Friday to do also a little presentation of Pi Chess, how it works, like things like that. So simply, if you want to play with me next week, Mincy, you simply can join the chat. I will maybe play one game with a bot or someone else, and after we can play together. But you will need to create an account on PyChess. That's free, that's open source. It's very easy to use, and since you understand English, you won't have so much trouble doing so. And then we can add each other. Alright, thank you for having joined, and this time there was a lot of Korean peoples. That was fun, and that's also the first time that we lost a game. And next time we'll do something else. Tomorrow we'll play puzzle together, so I wish you a very nice evening or morning if you're in Korea, and see you soon tomorrow. Bye bye!